All right. I'm going to try a Newton's question with a pulley. I have a 10 kilogram mass. Off the pulley is hanging a 3 kilogram mass. The coefficient of friction between the table and the object is 0.1. We are going to start off by labeling our forces. This one has a force gravity down. This one has a force tension up. This one has a force gravity down, a force normal up, and because of the mu, has a force friction acting that way. If I were to calculate some of the things that I could figure out from here, the force gravity on the 3 kilogram object is 3 times 9.8, and that ended up being 3 times 9.8, 29.4. Force gravity on this one was 10 times 9.8, which is 98 newtons. Force normal, 98 newtons. How do we find force friction? Mu times force normal, my mu being 0.1, my force normal being 98. I have a force friction of 9.8 newtons. First thing I want to figure out is what the force net on this entire system is going to be. I think about all the forces pushing to the right and down, and all the forces countering that motion. So my force net in this case, my F gravity of my 3 kilogram object, minus my force friction on my 10 kilogram object. Force net is going to cause the mass to accelerate. My force gravity down is 29.4 newtons. My force friction back is 9.8 newtons. I left the parentheses empty because what mass is accelerating? That sometimes takes people a hard time to understand. Since they are connected by the string, they are both accelerating. So I add them together. I have 13 kilograms for both objects put together. To solve this equation, I divide both sides by 13. So 29.4 minus 9.8 divided by 13 should give me my acceleration. 1.51 meters per second squared. Which object is accelerating at 1.51 meters per second squared? The answer is both of them. So, next thing I want to find is the tension. To find the tension, I remember back to my horse and my cart example, I circle one object. Circle as one object and say, what does that object feel? Its force net is going to come from the force gravity down minus force tension up. Do I know the force net on the object? I know its mass. I know its acceleration. So I take its mass times the acceleration. I know the force gravity minus the tension. I'm just solving that for t. I take my 29.4 minus 3 times 1.51. The force tension in that string is 24.87. Hopefully, that was helpful.